Absolutely. That's why our I-team was surprised to uncover some allowed behind the wheel with criminal records, some including having a pattern of dangerous driving. Every slot in Tracy Stone's photo album is filled with a grandbaby.
And it was fun. And
every picture is a happy one. But one smiling face dredges up the saddest memory.
It was heartbreaking.
In 2013, her grandbaby Jaden was getting off the school bus.
The bus driver had already had the stop sign was out, the flashing lights was on.
When an oncoming driver hit him, he died 16 days later.
That was really hard.
In her grandson's accident, the bus driver wasn't at fault, but instead focused, following all safety laws. Years later, she still holds her breath when her other grandkids get onto a school bus. And what our I-team uncovered took her breath away.
This is a bus driver in Richmond County.
The driver we're showing Tracy got a speeding ticket in 2003 and 2004, another ticket in 2009 for not wearing a seatbelt, another in 2010 for not putting seatbelts on 2 children in the car, another ticket for speeding in 2013, pleaded guilty to driving too fast for conditions in 2014. And the next year, Richmond County hired her as a school bus driver.
Don't they look at records before they?
They do.
How did this get through?
She didn't just get through. We found this letter of reprimand showing Richmond County Schools kept the driver on after she was found using her cell phone while driving the bus in 2016. The school threatened to fire her if it happened again. And it did happen again. In 2017, the Board of Education found the same driver at fault for a school bus crash near Copeland Elementary. When school officials checked cameras on the bus, they saw the bus driver was texting 2 strikes. But the driver still drove a school bus until she quit.
I always assumed the Board of Education was looking out for our best interest. But this, no, they can't be.
We showed Tracy driver after driver, including one court record show pleaded guilty to punching a deputy in the face, another sentenced for possession of marijuana in 2007, and pleaded guilty to obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Her original ticket says she fled from a deputy with his lights on, and the chase ended in an accident. When stopped, deputies report finding an open bottle of vodka on the driver's floorboard. 4 years later, Richmond County hired her to drive a school bus. And here's another driver who admitted on his application to being arrested for driving drunk, unable to stand. 7 years later, he's a Richmond County bus driver.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Because I thought that their hiring was stricter. Yeah. So I don't understand how that's happening.
We wanted to know, too. In October, we asked the school system for a sit-down interview with the person in charge of hiring. The school system refused twice. We followed up with phone calls and text messages. In November, we emailed Dr. Pringle telling her what we found. At first, she agreed to an interview. Then her spokesman canceled. After 3 months of asking, we went to a public board meeting to talk to her.
It's nice to see you.
Actually, you're in a wrong place now.
Okay.
Media
We're just wanting to know why you are not answering our questions.
What questions are you talking about?
Talking about the bus drivers.
Kelly, you are so inappropriate. You have crossed the media line. You have interfered. I mean, this is an executive session.
We'd love to talk to you after the fact. We'd love to talk to you afterwards.
But Dr. Pringle did not come back out to talk to us.
How does this leave you feeling?
Makes me feel like going and picking up my grandkids from school instead of letting them ride the bus. You know, because apparently the system is not what I thought it was.
And the school system did provide us with a statement. We plan to put that online for you, but that statement didn't really answer the questions that we have. So to Dr. Pringle and to the Richmond County school system, the invitation is still open to explain your policy to parents. Before the sun rises, drivers in Richmond County are getting ready to pick up more than 20,000 students who ride the school bus. An I-team investigation uncovered some of the drivers were hired with criminal records and a history of dangerous driving. Like this driver who got 3 speeding tickets and pleaded guilty to driving too fast for conditions, the most recent violation a year before she was hired. While she was a bus driver, she got 2 letters of reprimand for driving the bus while using her phone. The last time she got in an accident on the bus near an elementary school, but she still kept her job. Another driver admitted he got a DUI on his application. He was hired anyway. Another pleaded guilty to possession of marijuana and to obstruction of a law enforcement officer. She was hired anyway too. Her original ticket shows she was stopped with a bottle of vodka on the driver's floorboard.
You know, I think it raised our eyebrows a little bit initially. Those are things that, as a department, we have an opportunity to look into and investigate ourselves. Maybe not investigate, not the right word, but certainly look into and check with the local director and the local superintendent to validate some of that information for sure.
That's the Georgia Department of Education's Director of Student Transportation. We told him what we just learned. Richmond County Schools wasn't following its own policy to not hire candidates whose driving records had citations for DUI, an excessive number of minor traffic violations, or anything on DDS's list of serious offenses, which includes speeding.
You know, I think it's very important from our standpoint to express expectations at the local level. We want to have high expectations of student safety at each local district. We want to increase those expectations.
Have you ever seen concerns like this come up before with the kind of drivers that you're hiring, the backgrounds that they have?
As I've talked to local directors, they have to make tough decisions. I can say that. And sometimes those decisions include hiring individuals that may have had a DUI 30 years ago, okay? But that's a decision that's made at the local level.
But that is not the case. These cases happened within 1, 4, or 7 years from when they were hired.
And can parents count on, in this matter, there will be follow-up?
You know, I really want to reach out. I will reach out to the local district to gain more information, that's for sure.